my god guys, this week was a massive week in the stock market. We'll be doing our weekly roundup. My name is Domenico and welcome to my channel. We'll be going through three things today in today's video. First, we're going to be looking at the trade deal which just happened. We're going to be looking at what happened with Trump and China, what they agreed to, and the future of the tariff situation. Then we have Robinhood, which came out with their partial shares. So we'll be seeing how that's going to affect people and investing for the younger generation. And then we'll be going into Costco and Adobe earnings. There were many earnings this week, but these were the most important to me. These ones were the ones that I was actually paying attention to. So let's get right into the video. Hope you guys enjoy. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy, and share the video with your friends and family. But apart from that, let's get right into it. Alright guys, let's look at the major indices for the week. The Dow closed at 28,135.65, up 0.43% for the week, up 20.62% year to date. We have the S&P 500 who closed at 3,168.77, up 0.73% for the week, up 26.40% for year to date. And then we have the Nasdaq who closed at 8,734.88, up 0.91% for the week, up 31.64% year to date. Alright guys, so let's start off by looking at the trade deal. So, trade deal phase 1. Trump announces phase 1 China trade deal and scraps December 15 tariffs. So in a series of tweets he wrote, "We have agreed to a very large phase 1 deal with China. They have agreed to many structural changes and massive purchases of agricultural product." So regarding this, he actually said that China would be spending about $50 billion on agricultural products over time. So that's really positive for them. Also, he says energy and manufactured goods, plus much more. The 25% tariffs will remain as is, with the 7.5% put on much of the remainder. The penalty tariff set for December 15th will not be changed because of the fact that we made the deal. "We will begin negotiations on the phase 2 deal immediately." So they are starting right away on the phase 2 without even having the ink on the paper for phase 1. So that's something. But rather than waiting until the 2020 election. This is an amazing deal for all. Thank you. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you basically what happened in the trade deal phase 1 and what they're working towards in the phase deal, or the phases to come. So this is what happened. This was the situation before trade deal phase 1. So $250 billion of products from China were taxed at 25%. We had $120 billion worth of product taxed at 15%. And then we had $156 billion of products that the tariffs could have come into effect on December 15th. So basically what the phase 1 did is it diminished the $120 billion tariff to half, to 7.5% instead of 15%. And then we have the December 15 tariffs being completely annulled, and they basically won't go into effect. So this is phase 1. Basically, Trump said he wants to roll back all these tariffs completely throughout the next few phases. He wants to do it gradually, and because this is very important to the Chinese government, and you know, the Chinese economy right now is not doing very well because of these tariffs. So we're going to see what happens there. But basically, phase 1 is complete, and it should be signed in January, I think he did say. So we'll be looking forward to that. And they're starting phase 2 immediately. So let's see what goes on there. And now let's get into the Robinhood news. Alright guys, now let's get into the Robinhood news. So more than 200,000 accounts have signed up for fractional stock trading on day 1, Robinhood co-CEO says. He says more than 200,000 Robinhood users are already in line for fractional stock trading on the app in the few hours since it announced the service. You can start investing for as low as $1, so that's really big for them. And then they're basically following in the footsteps of Charles Schwab and Square. The brokerage firm space is very, very competitive at this moment. They're all trying to chase each other to get the customers. Basically, this is what happened with Robinhood. So basically, as of now, you can only purchase shares fully. So if you want to buy into Amazon, you have to buy one full share of Amazon. The problem is Amazon shares $1,700. So what happens to younger investors that don't actually have $1,700 to invest, or they just want to start out investing? They're going to start investing a few $100s, if not just $100, just to wet their feet a little bit to see how the market actually works. Well, if they don't have enough money to purchase these kind of stocks, because I wrote down some stocks that are going to be the most popular with younger folks or people that are just starting to get into the market. Well, if they're not able to buy into these stocks, they're either going to buy into speculative stocks, which is even worse. So that's why you see a lot of younger people owning GoPro, Snapchat, all these risky companies because they can't actually own the actual stocks themselves. because they can't afford not even one share. So with this fractional stock trading, they'll be able to finally purchase these kind of shares. Even if it's 0.10 of the share, at least they'll be able to have part ownership in that company. The second big thing with this is if you never get into the stock market, you're not going to just throw a huge amount of money into it. You're going to want to start off with a little bit of money and then grow as you kind of get your understanding. Because when you first start off in the market, you don't know that you have to research certain things. You don't know you have to read 10Ks, 10Qs, earnings reports, all these things. So when you start investing, then you start getting the hang of it. Oh, they came out with earnings. Let me check those out, So once you're in the market, then you start getting the hang of things. But if you're just starting to throw $1,700 here and there, and you don't even know what you're doing, it becomes kind of dangerous. So that's why this stock trading fractional shares is very, very good for younger generations. And as you can see, already 200,000 people have signed up for it. And a lot of younger people use Robinhood already because of the no fee transactions, no commissions. And since they already started there, even though other brokerage firms are also doing it, since people started there, they'll probably stick with Robinhood for the long term. So that's it for Robinhood. Basically, it's a really good move. I do believe that it will help out future generations to start investing early. Even if they only have, let's say, $10 to $100 to invest, they'll still be able to own the most popular and safest companies to have in the stock market. So next, we're going to look into the earnings of Costco and Adobe. All right, so today Costco came out with earnings. Costco earnings shows sales growing despite late Thanksgiving holiday. So they came out with $1.90 EPS on sales of $36.24 billion, up from profit of $1.73 a share a year ago and $34.31 billion a year ago. So really good year-over-year numbers, both for EPS and for revenue. So they're doing really, really well. And analysts were expecting $1.73 a share in EPS. So that's they did beat there, but they did not achieve the revenue guidance of $39.9 billion. They only got $36.24. So overall, Costco's doing really, really well. For the long term, it's not really a stock I'm personally interested in because I do believe that Amazon will start getting into the space. Eventually, I do believe that they will start bulk orders and it'll come out much cheaper and probably even match the price, if not be less than the prices at Costco arriving at your door, and you don't even have to go to the store. So for the long term, I do believe that Costco will be hurt by Amazon. Amazon still has not really started with bulk orders, but when they do, and I do believe they will, I do believe that Costco will be hurt because of this. So not really a stock I'm interested in, but I always like to see what Costco does for numbers because it is a massive conglomerate, and it's just important for everyone to know about in the stock market. So now let's get into Adobe. All right, so today Adobe announced earnings as well. Adobe stock heads towards record highs after earnings show 20% revenue gains continuing. Sales of $2.99 billion, up 21.4% from a year ago period. That is massive. Adobe, I would love to get into Adobe, honestly, because it's just massive and they grow really, really well. Just that the valuation is insane on Adobe. But earnings of $2.29 a share. Analysts were expecting $2.26 a share EPS and $2.97 billion in revenue. So they beat both in revenue and earnings per share. Adobe, I would really be interested in getting at Adobe, just that the valuation really isn't right at this point. Not for me personally, anyway. So anyway, guys, that is what happened this week in the stock market. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below and comment. Let me know what you were looking at, if any earnings came out that you were paying attention to, or if you're buying Costco or Adobe stock, or anything to do with the trade deal. So let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.